Hello everybody. Today is the end of February 2025 and I am now in front of the Eglinton West subway station, and I am going to take a look around the Cedarvale-Humewood and Oakwood Village community today. And as you see, this is the renovated Eglinton West subway station during rush hour, and through I think I have to go this way. So now I am walking through the westbound on the Eglinton West Street and going toward a small alleyway to the Cedarvale Park. And this is the newly renovated Eglinton West station. On my right hand side, it's a police station in the Eglinton West. So right now I am in the Humewood-Cedarvale community toward the Cedarvale Park. So this is the after snowstorm review on the small alleyway. And on both of these two communities in the Eglinton West, most of the people are the lower middle to middle classes. So their household income is from $50,000 to $60,000 per year, which is a little bit lower than the Toronto's average. But recently, as you can see, this is the newly renovated house. I think there must be somebody who's richer living here. So the average house price in both of the community is something about $1 million in 2025. And after the renovation, so everything is doubled. So after the renovation, it's going to be like $2 million something. It's another renovated house. So I guess it's going to be $2 million right now. So today it's snowing in the morning and the temperature is around 0 to 1 degree Celsius. So quickly the snow is melting. It's another renovated home over here, which looks pretty fancy. So now I am approaching the Cedarvale Park, and Cedarvale Park is one of the mid to large size city park in the west of downtown Toronto. And the TTC subway line 1 from Eglinton West to St. Clair West, they are crossing over underground, and there's multiple TTC emergency exit which is located inside the park. So this park is southeast to northwest connection. So on the southeast, it is connect the Forest Hill, which is one of the richest community in Canada, and lots of millionaires, they have a house and property inside that community, which is the Raven and the Whitefield. But today I am not going to the southbound of the park. I am going to exit from the northbound and go over the Humewood and Oakwood community. So this park is just built a very good connection between the richest region to the middle income region. And in summer, there's lots of people cycling across the park from southeast to the northwest. Still some people walking their dog on the park, and as you may notice, there is a lot of deep downhill and slopes inside the park. So during the winter time, when there's miners and snow, this is a very great place for the toboggan. Other than the broad view of big slope, there's a tennis court, and they also have a soccer field on the, I think on the, somewhere on the southeast. So now I am going to the northbound, and I am exiting this park. to look around the Humewood community. What's the dropping? Somebody dropping their gloves on the ground. And this is a community center in the Cedarvale Park, and I believe they have an indoor swimming pool which is open all day round. Okay, well, so now it is on the northwest alleyway connecting the park, and it is on the Humewood Village. This is a IB school, so it's an IB school. Their facility looks pretty good. So Canada is actually one of the G7 countries which invest the most on the grade 1 to 12 education. But they are also the country which invest the maybe mid to less to the public facility, such as public transit. It's another review from the Cedarvale Park. And I am going through the southbound toward the Wrong Road. Well, I think this is a swimming pool, like an indoor house for the kids, for the primary school kids. Like even this community is not the richest. Mostly are the traditional middle class or like little bit middle to lower class, but this is a very peaceful community. Both the Cedarvale and the Oakwood, those are not the millionaires community, but definitely the middle class community, which is pretty quiet. But as today in 2025, there's more and more richer people settled in, and as you can see the house, they are more and more like renovated house. This is another renovated one. To cross from this side. Well, I think just less than 3 kilometers, I've already seen something like 10 to 20 of the renovated old-fashioned house. So as I mentioned before, these are not the community for millionaires. They're just middle class. But right now, it becomes richer and richer. I think the coffee shop, the Hunter coffee shop is on the, oh, it's here. So this is one of the most popular coffee shop on Saturday and Sunday for people who live in the community. And in their Google review, they have very high marks on their Google review. So I've never tried it, but definitely for the people who's living here, it is worth to have a try. Definitely. So I think on this community, the best way for commuting is by biking rather than driving or taking the TTC. But right now the road condition in Toronto is horrible, so it makes the cycling very difficult in the downtown area. Verona. Alright, let's go to Verona. So now I am on the Verona Drive, which is part of a very important bike expressway connecting the north to the south. It's the Shaw, Verona and Marley. So basically that means you can cycling from King straight west all the way up to Lawrence West along this expressway in summer. So now, as you see, it's covered a lot of snow, so it's not quite easy to cycling on this season. And it's actually quite warm today, even though there's like a lot of snow in the morning. So now it is approaching the Oakwood Village community. So the boundary between the Humewood and Oakwood is the Verona Drive to the east, and the Oakwood Village is bounded by Dufferin Street to the west, Eglinton West to the north, and St. Clair West to the south. So this is also a pretty middle-class community, and the household income is also like 50 to 60,000 per year, and which is a little bit lower than the average of Toronto after renovation. So before renovation, it is something around 1 million right now. So hopefully they won't go up further in the future. So let's go to this intersection. And now there's a small alleyway in the east part of the Oakwood Village. It's called Holland Avenue. So it is very wide on the sidewalk to mix up with the snow and water. So the worst part is, if it's minus at night, everything is become ice, and the next morning is going to be very slippery. So this is the Toronto Public Library branch in the Oakwood Village, and there's also a very small art gallery inside. So every summer on June, there's a Oakwood Village Festival on this part of the community, which is a combination of the Portuguese and Jamaican kind of music and a show. There is a pretty good sandwich spot in front of it, and it's a kind of a hybrid of the Portuguese and South American style. And now I'm waiting for the signal on the intersection of Rogers Road and Oakwood Avenue. And for the Rogers Road, there's a people called Stephen Rogers. They have established one of his first house around here, and that's why it names after him. But I couldn't find the house anymore. And this is one of the most popular cafe in the Oakwood Village, which is the Oakwood Espresso. And lots of people just line up during Saturday and Sunday for their coffee over here. And I think I have to go to the other side. This is very messed up on the sidewalk. To the Boulder Avenue. Wow, this is I think well, this is one of the deepest upper hill from the south to the north of the downtown Toronto. So, and it is obviously that's why the Toronto's cycling network is not that continuous as it is in some of other cities like Montreal. Because in Montreal, like the downtown is on the island, so it is mostly flattened. And in Toronto here, there's like constantly a deep slope from the south to the north, and which happening on the Rogers, St. Clair West, and Davenport. So that's why until now it is still not have a very continuous bike connection from the south of the downtown to the north of the downtown to Lawrence West and even Scarborough. So now I am toward the northbound of a small street inside the just a little bit west to the Oakwood Avenue. And just as I mentioned before, there is a big upper slope from south to north happening on the St. Clair West, Davenport, and the Rogers Road. There is a very huge upper hill, so that's why it's kind of hard to establish a full biking network in this city. But as I mentioned, one of them is the Shaw, Valona, and the Marley. And this is pretty rapid and efficient in summer. However, I think the city might need to invest more on the biking network in the future. Because of the deeper hill, it makes it really hard to continue all of the project. It's just a nightmare to driving in this place. street. Wow, this is totally unacceptable. I got to so even though somehow for the cyclist, if the brake is not strong enough, it is pretty dangerous because it's a mixture of a car and the bike. So should be really careful when you're cycling. Wow, like maybe, oh, so if you are just like a first-time visitor or international student who's arriving in Toronto, and here you go, this is what the average people is living, the middle class, what their conditions of living in this city. And here is one of the most typical middle-class community in the city of Toronto. Sorry. So it's unlike what it is on the Yonge and Bay Street, the modern condos. Well, this is so now I am approaching the Dufferin Street, but unfortunately there is a kind of slippery on the downhill, which has to be really careful. So Dufferin Street is the westbound of the Oakwood Village community. And I believe there's another very famous bakery, not very famous, but a community kind of bakery or coffee shop to the west. And nobody take care about the snow, and when it's a -degree at night, it becomes impossible for pedestrians to walk around. So now let's go. So the east side of the Dufferin Street here is kind of the middle class, but the west side is more like a lower to middle to the lower class. And this is just how interesting the community looks like in Canada and lots of like bigger North American cities. Like the poor and the rich, it's just like a straight away. This is like this winter, like the city is instead pretty poor on the snow removal. So go here. So construction on the right side. So this is north of the Oakwood community, which is I think I'm approaching the Jamaican section. And then I am going to go along the southeast bound, along the Wang Road, to go back to the Oakwood Avenue, which is the major avenue in the Oakwood Village. So the Wang Road is just ending in the Dufferin Street. So now it is on the southwest bound of the Wang Road. There's a pretty much a different sector of a political sector in this community, but I'm not quite sure which is which. So one group of people, they support the liberal, and the other, they support the conservative, and this also the orange brand is NDP. There's a still Uber driver who's riding a regular road bike, and it's pretty dangerous right now for cycling. Thank you. There's a lot of Portuguese immigrants. They live in this community for generations. And some of them, they may just, there are 2-3 generations, they may just stay in just one house without moving for like half that, for half century. And most of the house here, they are actually established for like a minimum, like 60-70 years. And as I mentioned previously in the video, this is what the typical middle class, or maybe a middle to lower class community in Toronto looks like. It is actually very quiet and peaceful. It's not that bad, and a lot of the houses gradually got renovated, and it's worth like millions of dollars, like at least $1 million. Like the average house price is like $1 million alongside the road. This is the typical middle class community in the city of Toronto. I think I have to be always on the back of the garbage truck, but so this is the southbound of the Oakwood Avenue. I am going toward the St. Clair Avenue right now. Okay, let's go. So one of the major TTC routes on the Oakwood Avenue and the Oakwood Village community is 63. So from northbound to the Eglinton West Station, so southbound all the way to the Liberty Village. So next time I'm going to make a video on the Liberty Village, which is a renovated residential area from the factory in the World War II. It's a very strong sense of Portuguese culture. If you walk alongside the Oakwood Avenue. But 63 is pretty slow during the rush hour at the Ossington Park. So the Oakwood Village used to be part of the city of York before 1998, and it has become a community in the city of Toronto after the merging. So now it is again the intersection of Oakwood and Rogers Road. So this is actually the center of this community. Let's go. Please, library. Out here, huh? And now I am back to the Toronto Public Library and Oakwood Espresso Coffee Bar. And this region is actually quite popular during the Saturday, Sunday in summer. This is another bagel shop, like a bread shop in this community, and so lots of people come to visit. It's the green label, so it's a bagel company, so I couldn't recognize what the first word is. Wow, this is quite noisy. And I think right now it's like 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. So and there's lots of primary and middle school here. So the best part in Canada is there's not so much difference between the primary or middle school. So it's like the government is doing its best to guarantee that everybody before the age of 18, they can get the best kind of education. This is better, much better than US or UK. Sorry. Thank you. Wow, there's people playing around the scooter, which is a long-range scooter. So right now I am approaching another very popular food bar and a cafe in the center of the Oakwood area. It's I think it's recently opened, a little bit more noisy compared to the place before. There's a lot of water on all of the sidewalk. So it's almost approaching the St. Clair Street and the intersection between Oakwood Village, Oakwood Avenue and St. Clair West Avenue. There used to be a streetcar suburb established in 1924, but later on, I think after the World War II, the city is removing a lot of the streetcar route and replace it with a bus. And here I think is one of the old streetcar route being eliminated during that time. Let's go. So it is St. Clair Avenue West, and every early July in summer there is a Latin American festival. It's called Salsa, which is sponsored by TD. So it is from the Lona Drive to the west, all the way to the Wang Road to the east. So during which there's a lot of South American food and Portuguese food, and the restaurant and small business alongside. They are just did a lot of showcase of their food during the festival, and you can also see a lot of Brazilian and Portuguese kind of and Latin American kind of dancing happening around the festival. So if you are a first-time visitor or international student who is studying in Toronto and you stay here over the summer, it is definitely worth to take a look around it every summer at early July. So last year was the first week from July 6th to July 7th, Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what's going to happen this year. So here is the newly established apartment condo building. And last year this time when I come to visit the Salsa Festival, it's still under construction, and right now it's almost finished and just waiting for residents. So again, this is Valona Drive, and it is the beginning of the Salsa Festival every early July in the summer. So you can see I think the Brazil or the South American dancing team, they have a final show up on this intersection. This is one of the biggest hotspots in summer when it comes to the Salsa Festival. Across the St. Clair on the southbound. Sorry. So lots of Portuguese and Italian restaurants on the St. Clair West Avenue from Dufferin to Wong Street. And here is actually one of another hotspots. And across Arlington Avenue on the southbound of the St. Clair, there is a very popular pasta. I don't know if it's open or not. Yeah, it's the Faro. But unfortunately, the view is blocked by the truck. Yeah, I think it's still on. So it's a Faro, which is recommended multiple times by other influencers and vloggers in the city. It's a bread shop. So this is another very hotspot restaurant area in the city of Toronto, which is the St. Clair West between Bathurst Street and Vaughan Avenue. And there used to be a good cafe which is near the Dufferin Street, but unfortunately the business is shut down promptly due to the financial difficulty. This is the Christian Avenue, Christian Street. So police. Learn French fast. I don't think it's really necessary to participate in the paid cross if you want to study French. I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for a while. So Canadian employment, and as you can see from the south side, there's still a lot of businesses closed due to the economy recession. And I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, it is quite difficult for the small business right now in Toronto, because not every owner is able to find a balance between a high quantity and a good price. So because of that, a lot of places just unfortunately shutting down. It's a church. So now I am almost approaching the very end of the community, so which is the Vaughan Street and the St. Clair West. And I am going to end the video here today. And this is the main part of the Oakwood Village community, and thank you for watching. See you guys next time.